It's that time of the week again where we visit a club, but it's also extra special this weekend as it's the Mark Hughes Foundation's Beanie Weekend. And one of the clubs that are going to be supporting the Mark Hughes Foundation, like last year, they're back again for the second year. It's Jeff Polglaze from the Kurri Bulldogs. Welcome to the show, Jeff.
Thanks, Pete.
Mate, you're looking super with that beanie on, but all for a good cause.
Yes. This is the beanie from last year, which was sold in excess of $4,500, 4,500 beanies. This year I've heard the figure from the manufacturers about up to 9,500 so far, and at the weekend we should have over 200 of the new style beanies on sale at the ground on Saturday.
Fantastic. So maybe come Saturday afternoon you'll have another one on top of that one.
Yes, I'm certain I will, and hopefully the crowd will get behind it. If they haven't got they can't get their Mark Hughes beanies, we've asked them to wear last year's or any beanie, in fact, because it is just a beanie week.
Mate, it's also extra important, I guess, too, because Mark Hughes, of course, came from this part of the world. Yes,
it's a well-known fact. He's a Kurri Junior and played in one of our grand final victories before he went on to play and star with the Knights in New South Wales. And he's always been one of our old boys, as signified by your T-shirt you got on today.
And of course it's Old Boys Day, but Mark Hughes won't be here this year.
Yes, it's unusual. Mark always makes his appearance at Old Boys Day, but he's on a greater adventure at the moment with Chief Harrigan and Billy Peden. They're doing the Kokoda Trail and the New Guinea Highlands as part of the awareness for cancer, and they should have a tremendous trip over there.
Over the years, of course, the club's been able to put in for a few grants. How's that all going?
Yeah, well, we've just completed the irrigation of the ground here early in the season, and some concreting, and the toilet block's been refurbished. But we're still chasing grants for the both sides of the grandstands and our dressing sheds who are old and need work to them, so we're still working through those processes at the moment.
Okay, well, it's a big week in the Newcastle Rugby League. How about we go through the clashes?
Yeah, no trouble.
Lakes versus Maitland. How do you think this one will go?
Oh, I think Lakes will be favourite in the game. They've been shown to improved form for the last couple of matches, but Maitland have won there and been competitive in the last two games. So I think they've got a bit of experience back in their side, helping their young blokes. So it could be a battle out of both sides.
Saturday, 3 o'clock, the Lions travel up the highway to take on you guys. What's Williams' game plan for this week?
Well, they gave us a bit of a hide in the first round. We was in the game till probably the 60th minute, and they ran away with us, but put 40 points on us. So hopefully our defence will be tightened up a bit, and we can match them and keep concentrating for the full 80 minutes. I think that's Phil's main target, to get us competing right to the death of the game, where we've lost a few of them lately.
Because that game will be live and exclusive on Bar TV Sports, so make sure you tune into that one. The other clash on Saturday is Macquarie hosting Cessnock.
Well, this should be a toss of the coin job, I think, because Macquarie lost their first couple, and I think they've won either 4 or 5 in a row. And Cessnock were pretty competitive. Well, they beat us on the bell here, so it should be a pretty much even game. Probably go for Cessnock in that game.
There's only one game on Sunday. That's Central hosting Western Suburbs. Rowan Kelly, throughout the last few weeks, has said that this will be the last season for him. He's been a great stalwart, not just for the club, but for the whole competition. Yes,
he's just clocked up over 200 first-grade games for the competition for Central and Wyong, who he won the competition with. So it'll be good to see them go out in a good effort on Sunday. But West, with their number of players, representative players, fresh with a couple of weeks off, should be probably too strong for them there.
Okay, so Lakes versus Maitland. Can I get a margin?
Lakes by 5.
Lakes by 5. Field goal, Jeff. Field goal. Kurri and South.
Kurri by 8.
By 8. Okay. Macquarie, Cessnock.
Cessnock by 4.
What about Central and West?
West by 10.
West by 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it fair to say West are the benchmark at this point of the competition? Who do you think the favourite is after midway through the comp?
Well, West I thought would be the favourite for sure, but they've had a couple of hiccups, whether that's been tied up with all their rep players being in the rep games and doubling them up, and the tight schedule they've had. But with the side they've got, I think they'd still be the favourites for the competition.
Fantastic. All right, mate. Well, there's the camera. What would you say to your fans to come out on Saturday and support the team and Mark Hughes Foundation?
Yes, I'd like all our fans to come and support the team. We're on the verge of a victory, and we need everybody to wear a beanie. If you can't buy a Mark Hughes beanie at Kurri, just wear a beanie of your own, just to support the cause.
Fantastic stuff. Okay, well, we're going to be on air from 2:45 on Saturday. Hope you can join us then. Thanks very much, Jeff.
Thanks, Pete.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Saturday, Old Boys Day down here at Kurri. Big crowd, be honest, here in the Old Boys shed, which is always good. Good to play here in front of them. South, they're always tough. They got us down there last time. It was a good game, bar the last 20 minutes. They sort of run away with it. But no, expecting a fair bit of the same. Liam Higgins out of 9. He's pretty smart there, so probably market defence will be a bit better. He cut us up there. He's been cutting everyone up, really. So we're looking to sort of stop that a bit. Got a few good outside backs there too. So yeah, probably focus on defence this week, like limiting points more than scoring them. We know we've got points in us, so yeah, we'll just defend up and hopefully we can score more than them in the end.
Mate, I noticed tonight it's all about as well goal kicking. Do you think it might be a close encounter come Saturday?
Oh yeah, goal kicks they always count. But yeah, obviously I want to be getting more than I'm missing, and I haven't been kicking all that well lately. So do all the practice I can sort of get in before training and a bit after. But yeah, like could be the difference. So all the practice I can get, can't practice too much, I suppose.
Mate, what does it mean for you to be a Kurri Bulldog?
Well, I'm only new here, so it's good, but I'm enjoying my time out here. It's my first year, and come out here from Maitland last year, and sort of yeah, enjoying it out here, loving the culture and what it's about out here. All the boys love playing for Kurri, and there's no worse away game than playing Kurri at Kurri, and I don't think there's anything better than running out here playing for Kurri. So yeah, I'm really enjoying my time out here that I've had so far. So yeah, it's good.
That's fantastic. Mate, a lot of people probably wouldn't recognise you tonight. You got your singlet on.
Here we go again. Yeah, no, the last interview, Campo caught me a bit unawares with the no shirt. Yeah, it was a bit of a dog act. I'll have to get the mic on him next time in the sheds and catch him coming out of the shower or something to keep the fans happy.
Third year at the Kurri Bulldogs.
Third year, yep.
Yeah. How's your time been up here?
It's been unreal, I love it out here. I was a Maitland kid growing up, so played at Beresfield and played at East Maitland and found myself out here in under 18s, and lucky enough to play a few first grade games last year and then playing first grade this year. It's awesome, mate. I love the culture.
Yeah, fantastic.
So.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, everyone talks about the high level of intensity for first grade. You've really noticed that?
Yeah, the pace of it's a joke. More so last year I noticed it, but this year, yeah, you walk off after games and you can't walk at work on Monday or Tuesday. It's definitely been a few sickies this year where I've had broken bones or thought they were broken, but they're just bruised.
Yeah, right.
It's tough. It's tough footy.
All over you?
All over me. You struggle getting up on a Monday, on a Sunday, for sure.
Yeah, dinkum. What's a typical week for you? Train a few times a week, hit the gym?
Yeah, hit the gym, train, come here. We train 3 nights a week now this year, so get here Tuesday, Thursday, Friday and have a feed most nights with the boys and just love footy. I'm here most nights. There's a gym here now too, so we sort of use that and that comes into our training as well, I suppose.
It's funny, you come here tonight and a few of the boys were mimicking myself and Morgan Campbell. Out of that, we've now created a segment.
Yeah.
Can you jolly, can you Morgan?
I don't know if I can do it on the spot.
Can you do a jolly or a Morgan?
I can jolly and I can Morgan, but I need my partner.
Your partner?
Yeah, my partner. Oh. You can't just do it on your own.
It'd
be sad otherwise. No, after a few beers, the boys like to commentate and yeah. I don't know what we're doing, what we're thinking, but we don't go too bad, I suppose.
Trying to aim for a spot, post-football?
Post-football, that's what we want to do. Start our own commentary gig going against Bar TV, I suppose.
Opposition?
2 commentary boxes here, so...
Ratings, hey?
Yeah, might as well.
Saturday, you play the Lions.
Yep.
What are you expecting?
Oh, they're always tough. They got big forwards, speedy outside backs, and they're never easy. You see where they're sitting on the table there. They're a good side. We went down there and had a grind of them for 60 minutes last time, and just let it slip in the end. They ended up putting 30 points on us and pulling our pants down. So we need to win more than anyone in this comp, I think. So hopefully get them at home this week and really get stuck into them.
Coach Williams, has he identified any specific areas that you're going to target come Saturday?
Oh, on Tuesday we talked a little bit about it, but I think we all know what we've got to do. We got a few areas there in the first game that we'd like to go back at, and we just didn't stick to our game plan. So hopefully tonight you'll go through a few more things, I suppose, and nut it out tomorrow and good performance Saturday, hopefully.
Apart from yourself, who else should we keep an eye out for the Bulldogs on Saturday? Terrence has been in sensational form, hasn't he? How good's he going?
He's been killing it. Mitchy Cullen, he's looking to have a big one, I think, too. I think everyone is really, but after Cessnock's game, we haven't played in 2 weeks, so we're all looking to come out and have a big game to get ourselves back.
Maybe we should throw Campo in.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I don't know. Mick's getting old and might get a punch on or something, I suppose, but that's just Mick. Might get sent off. It's old boys' day.
Anything can happen. Expect the unexpected.
Exactly. That's what you have to do with Campo, I suppose.
All right, mate. Well, good luck, and hopefully you can come away with the win, eh?
Beautiful. Thanks, mate.
Yes, looking at the ladder, you guys can certainly score a lot of points, which must be pleasing at this time of the year.
Yeah, well, the first round, I think everyone will agree, was disappointing the way we finished it, but the second chance at him's going to be awesome. Yeah, we can score a lot of points, but we can also leak a lot as well. So we need to be on our game on the weekend if we want to get the 2 points.
I guess for the first 3-4 rounds, a lot of lost ball. You know, you dropped the ball, coughed it up a fair bit, but not so much these days. So that must be a good thing.
Yeah, I think a few of the combinations at training have been slotting in a little bit better, and I think just practice makes perfect. The more we've been training, the more as we've been coming together as a group. So the more we train, the better we're getting.
Yeah, exactly. The Lions, mate. Maybe a few players to tell everybody who you might be identifying, like the likes of Widders and all those guys. They're the danger. They're the key men you need to really pounce on.
Yeah. Well, those blokes that you said, they're dangerous, but I think they're forward packs. Ben Roos and Brendan Simpson, they provide a lot of go forward for them, and they're solid in defence as well. But I think everyone, the Souths, they're a team that everyone plays well. You can't really single out anyone that doesn't do their job.
Why will you boys win on Saturday?
I think we'll want it more. Well, they've still got a bad taste in our mouths from the Cessnock game and a couple of weeks off. I think we will be ready to go, and South won't want it as much as what we will.
Well, after a 2-week break, the footy is back, and how good is that? And as we head into the second half of the 2016 season, 2 points separate the top 5 teams. Lakes United and Western Suburbs, they lead the pack on 10 competition points, while Macquarie are now only 1 point behind Lakes and Western Suburbs. While South Newcastle and Cessnock, well, they're currently sitting on 8 competition points. The Bulldogs, the Pickers and Central Newcastle are all within striking distance, but many good judges in the Newcastle Rugby League believe those 3 sides really start needing to win some football and string a fair few consistent performances together if they are going to give themselves a real good shot of finals football. Well, it's a fairly overcast day, but at the moment the sun has pretty much peeped its head through here at Kurri. And of course today is the Mark Hughes Foundation's Beanie Round for the Newcastle Rugby League. And today a lot of people here at Kurri are saying it's all about attitude for the Bulldogs if they are to get the 2 competition points over the South Newcastle Lions. But both of these sides, well, they last met back in round 1 of the competition. Victory on that day fell in the arms of the South Newcastle Lions. Well, no doubt today, the Bulldogs will be looking for redemption. Morgan Campbell joins me in the commentary bunker this afternoon. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Campbell.
Afternoon, Peter. We're up here in the bunker. It's not quite as cold as it was a fortnight ago, so that's something. But it's good to have rugby league back. We've had 3 weeks of nothing. We had the washouts a fortnight ago and then the bye weekend last week, so it's good to be back at the football, and this is going to be a good game. Kurri should be doing a lot better. They should be a lot higher on the ladder. They've been in winning positions a few times and thrown it away. Most recently, of course, against Cessnock a fortnight ago, and now they're under a bit of pressure. They're 3 points out of the top 5. It's a big game for them. South, well, they blasted out of the gates. They started really strongly, but all of a sudden they've had a few wobbles along the way. So big game for both these teams.
Exactly. Well, in other round clashes in the Newcastle Rugby League this weekend, Macquarie, they're hosting Cessnock. Lakes United tackle Maitland at Carl Oval, while tomorrow, Sunday's only match, has the Central Newcastle Butcher Boys taking on the Western Suburbs Rosellas at St John Oval. And I guess, Morgan, with such a tight competition at the moment, every match is crucial and should provide some exciting, high-quality clashes as we head down towards finals football.
Well, they're both very entertaining teams today, and in fact, really all the teams in this competition try and throw the ball around and try and play an entertaining style. But particularly today, Kurri have got a lot of flair in their lineup, and South, when they're playing well, have a lot of points in them as well. So this is going to be good today.
Not a bad crowd in here at the Kurri Sports Ground. We've got a few announcements to make throughout the day. Of course, at the moment, we've got a press release coming through from the Liberal Party.
It's a surefire sign of election season, Peter.
It is, mate, so I'll keep you out of this one.
Yeah, thank you.
But if the Liberal government is elected in a few weeks' time, the Kurri Bulldogs will get $100,000. So that's a commitment from the Liberal Party. That $100,000 will include a refurbishment of the Northern Grandstand, broadcast box improvements, installation of seating in the John Sattler Stand, and refurbishment of the dressing rooms. And I've got to say, that's pretty much long overweighted. So if all goes to plan, $100,000 will be coming if the Liberals get appointed.
Well, that'll be interesting. I think it's interesting that it says if the Liberal government gets elected, not necessarily if their candidate in this seat gets elected. So one would hope that if they happen to lose the seat of Patterson but form government, that they'll still come good with that money. That would be the hope for the Kurri Club.
Fantastic. Also got to acknowledge today is the Mark Hughes Foundation Beanie Round. And of course, to support Mark in raising much needed funds for brain cancer research, jump onto the Mark Hughes Foundation website at www.markhughesfoundation.com.au. It's a fantastic cause there for Mark Hughes. And at the moment, Mark Hughes, Paul Harrigan and Billy Peden are actually on the Dakota Coast to Coast Challenge. And at the moment, they're raising over $100,000 for the Mark Hughes Foundation. So that's fantastic what Billy Peden, Harrigan and a few other players that are doing up there in that part of the world.
It's incredible, isn't it, Peter? I mean, Mark Hughes, it's one thing to have a disease like brain cancer and survive, but then to have the disease, survive, and decide to make something of it for other people, to utilise his profile, to utilise the fact that he had that condition, and to then take the opportunity to raise what is turning out to be thousands and thousands of dollars for brain cancer research. It's just incredible, and I think it says a lot about the bloke.
Yeah, sure does, mate. Also, register online. You can nominate your Beanie Day throughout the month of June if you'd like to take that opportunity to get involved. You can also promote your fundraiser through the Mark Hughes Foundation. Invite your club, your team, your volunteers, sponsors, members to also join the cause. Make a donation to the MHF Foundation and have a bit of fun and take some pictures and upload your images to hashtag MH Beanie Day. Hashtag MH Beanie Day. So good luck to the Mark Hughes Foundation. They're doing tremendous things. Just got a bit of housekeeping to get through before the teams come out onto the field today. We'd like to thank our broadcast partner, Top Better. Get in the game at topbetter.com.au. Benedict Waste Recycling for their support in 2016. And Cornelia's Crump, the best drink throughout the Hunter that satisfies your thirst. We've also got match day sponsors today. And, you know, Morgan, the weather's getting a bit cooler these days. So you know what you have to do? Apart from putting on your thermal jacket, of course.
Well, I've got a duck-down jacket, so that's what I'm doing. But, yes, do go on.
But if you don't have that duck-down jacket, why don't you get in contact at Supergas? They're now offering, Morgan, 2 45-kilo LPG cylinders for the price of 1. So, Morgan, for all your gas cooking, heating in your home, why not get in contact with Supergas? And Morgan Campbell, do you know how to get in contact with Supergas?
I suspect you're about to tell me.
137872. What's that number, Morgan?
137872. Is that right?
That's correct.
I read that correctly.
Do you have a website at home?
Do I have a website?
Yes. I know you've got one at the office.
YouTube.com. No, no, I don't. No, I don't.
Well, if you do, you've got to tell your friends to get involved because they need to work their fingers to their keyboards and get in contact at www.supergas.net.au. Supergas, the proud sponsor of the Newcastle Rugby League.
South Newcastle side coming onto the field here. They're heading out very slowly. There's a bit of a Browns Cows effect out there. They're not exactly charging out, are they? As we see the linesman and the referee coming out now. It's quite a small crowd today, Peter, I noticed. Maybe the weather early in the day scared a few people off, but the grandstand's not particularly full and there's not too much racket being made, even when we had that stellar finish in reserve grade, a tremendous game. South pinching a 22-all draw with the last kick of the game. So yeah, pretty quiet atmosphere, but I suspect if Kurri are charging home in the last 10 minutes, that might change.
Well, here come the Kurri Bulldogs out onto the field. Led out, of course, by their captain in Terence CU. As they come across to the halfway line, and they'll shake hands before round 9 of the Newcastle Rugby League gets underway for season 2016. And look at all those businessmen on screen. A lot of them are businessmen in their own right throughout the week. So why don't they get in contact, Morgan, with Pivotal Business Systems? They're a proud sponsor of the Newcastle Rugby League. They specialise in point of sale, business process, IT services, print and also copy. They also do large rebates direct to your local club with any Pivotal business purchase. So contact Pivotal at www.pivotalbusinesssystems.com.au. So the Kurri Bulldogs, they'll be running left to right on the screen. Round 9 of the Newcastle Rugby League competition under clear blue skies here in Kurri. Not a bad crowd in. Over 1,000 people in attendance for this fixture. Morgan, who are you putting your money on here today?
I'm going to go for a bit of a smoky here. I think Kurri, I think they might just be a little bit more intense after a few disappointments the last few weeks. They know they deserve to be higher up the ladder than they are. And, in front of their home crowd, I reckon they might just get them today.
Okay, well, there's the kickoff. And the Kurri Bulldogs. Let's see what they can do in the first set of 6 here in round 9 of the Newcastle Rugby League. This is Gilmore. He flies onto the ball before he's put down there from Jake Lawrence. He'll play the football back. The former Newcastle Knighter waits. That's him with the ball, giving it away. They cross the 20-metre line. That's Ben Wyborn. Always prepared to go forward. They come forward again to the 30-metre mark, and that's Joel McCain. He's given a chance here today to impress his coach in Williams. They're out to the 40-metre line, and that's Brady Hammond. He's dropped down there in the afternoon sunshine, right on the 40-metre line. So they'll need a good clearing kick. Here it comes. It's being charged down, and going back away for it is Paulo Dinavoli. So the tackle count here, it'll be restarted for the Bulldogs here, Morgan, as they come past their own 40-metre line.
One of the strange things about our game, isn't it? A fairly ordinary kick there by Mitch Cullen, and Kurri end up getting 6 tackles. But I suppose the charge down, that's the risk you take. If the South player had fallen on it and gone up the other end, different story.
So the first penalty going to the home side here, right on their own 40-metre line. So they're under the pump early, South Newcastle. Our coverage going into the South Newcastle Leagues Club this afternoon. A brilliant kick for touch. Sees Kurri about to take the tap and go forward to the South Newcastle Lions as 30-metre line through Cade Hardy. He's the pin-up boy of the Newcastle Rugby League competition, Cade Hardy. One of Bar TV's favourites throughout the week. 0-0 on the Benedict Recycling scoreboard. They cut out one. They turn it back on the inside. This is Cameron Moran. Drop down in the centre of the park. Terence CU looking around, surveying his options. He goes himself. He's been in inspirational form over the last 2-3 weeks. Terence CU. That's Moran again. That's CU. Got it away. Cullen goes out wider. He finds Hammond. And Hammond's going to be tackled into the ground there from Lewis Schneider. Last tackle now for Kurri. Look for the kick. Where will it go? It goes into the in-goal area. Not before it was touched by South. But South have got a penalty here, Morgan. 10 out from their own goal line.
Well, 3 minutes into the game before South get a look at the ball. They've had to do a bit of tackling early here, but that was a good set. They defended it well. Kurri didn't really throw too much at them in the end, and they're able to come out of their own end now and start some attack of their own.
So they've had to wait nearly 3 minutes. South Newcastle Lions to get the football, and taking it forward is their captain and their coach in Todd Hurrell. He's the mastermind behind this side. Good roll forward here from the opposition. They're down to the 40. They'll come the commentary side. Good run there from Liam Higgins. Scored 3 tries in 2016. A crafty hooker, always looking for the football, always keeping defenders guessing as well. Marcus Boyle is calling for it out here on the commentary edge. They don't go to him. They go to Header. He's been pole-axed into the ground after he put in the kick, and the Bulldogs come away with a 10 out from their own goal line.
Well, you can expect to see plenty of ball going towards Willie Header. I noticed earlier today that he's in the top few in the Player of the Year standings at the moment. He's been absolutely sensational for South to start this season. He's been a big difference for them. And, you can expect him to get a lot more ball working down that short side.
So this is Josh Griffiths. Give him space from the back. He'll make you pay. That's why Hurrell had to collar him as quickly into the ground as possible. Now to Terrence Siu. Goes short to Gilmore. He gets the legs pumping and takes them outside the 30-metre line here. Coming away from the northern end of the field. Terrence Siu puts a little stab type of kick downfield. But Jared Flanagan, the excitement machine from the Lions, pounces on him just on his own side of halfway. So that's the second tackle in this set of 6.
You can see both sides already trying things, aren't they? We've seen a few attacking kicks already. Terrence Siu jumping out of dummy half there. He's basically a third half for this Kurri side. He's a big creative influence for them. And you'll see plenty more of that. Him jumping out of dummy half and throwing the chip and chase.
Ben Tupou, the hard-hitting prop. He runs hard, strong defensively. Penalty right in front of the goal post, 40 metres out from the Bulldogs' goal line. And William Header, in his second season in the Newcastle Rugby League. Of course, last year he played his first season just up the road from here at the Cessnock Goannas. He's picked up 4 tries for the Lions this year. His organisational skills are phenomenal. Hurrell, he wants the ball. He's got it. Gives it away to Simpson. He's got good strength and ball playing ability. Watch out for that today. 0-0 here on the Benedict Recycling scoreboard. Back then out of Tupou. He crashes over. First try for Souths. They lead 4-0.
Big charge there from Ben Tupou. It was his run that got the penalty and got them down there in the first place. And then he steamed onto that ball. Bit of concern for Phil Williams, though, because it was pretty soft defence from Kurri close to their line. But Ben Tupou just wasn't in the mood for being stopped. And that's a big start for South.
We're about to have a look at the Benedict Recycling replay here of the try. Have a look at this. You're not going to stop a prop running like a 5/8 or maybe even be a winger from 10 metres out. So first blood for the opposition after just 7 minutes here at the Kurri Sports Ground.
Yeah, just a bit of a scattered line, though, wasn't it, from Kurri? You had some people coming flying up and then other people staying on the line. And Tupou really, he was running very hard, but he was able to really exploit that space. So just a little bit disorganised from Kurri on their own line.
So here's the chance for Willie Header. Booted home, 45 goals so far this season. Now he's booted home 46. And he's put Souths up by 6 points to 0 here on the Benedict Recycling scoreboard. South Newcastle Lions, on the back of a penalty, they've been able to turn that into 4, then another 2 with the conversion. But as far as the pendulum goes, it's been all Kurri playing it down inside the South Newcastle Lions as half. But so far, they've been able to come away empty-handed. So the Lions, 4th place on the competition ladder. They've won 4. They've lost 3. 8 points. Just in front of them is Lakes United and the Western Suburbs Rosellas. That's Hurrell with the ball. And the captain and the coach is grounded there from Joel McCain. So Rodemar turns it back on the inside, and that's Brendan Simpson showing all his strength there. Comes back then out of Higgins, back to Hurrell. Taken to the ground there by Steele. Ball pops out, but the referee said play on. And that's Ben Roos. He shrugged away from Mick Steele. And he's down to the Bulldogs' 30-metre line here. Now that's Higgins. Looking to get it back then out of Heta. He's going to put boot to the ball. They're flying through the Lions. The ball goes straight into the possession, though, of Paulo Dinavoli. He made it look so simple, the winger out there for the Kurri Bulldogs.
Yeah, it was a nice take from Dinavoli, but big charge there from South. That was a huge set. They made about 70 metres with the ball in 5 tackles. They're sending a lot of big forwards at Kurri here, and the Kurri middle is just struggling to deal with them at the moment.
That's Joel Griffiths, the fullback, giving away to Terence Siu. Hayden Granger, always looking for the gaps. But on that occasion, the gap closed there from Ben Roos. Nana Gilmore runs straight into Todd Hurrell. So last tackle now for the Bulldogs as they go to the 30-metre line. They're going to put in a kick downfield. Edwards has got to go away and collect it. Ball's away from him, goes back away, fields the ball, and runs straight into Mitch Cullen, 40 out from his own goal line.
Well, I wouldn't want that to become the pattern of the game. You see those two sets, there was a pretty clear contrast. South took the kick off and moved 70 metres down the field. Kurri, on the back of the attacking kick, could only make 15. If that's going to be the discrepancy in the forwards, South could run up a big score here today.
So just short of the halfway line here. Back to Tupou. 41 metres away. Gets to his feet slowly. They cut out Hurrell. They go to the other side. Header gives a great ball away. Where's the support? They take on Griffiths. They're away. Down inside the 10. And Lawrence, he got it back to Hurrell. There's space out here. They've just got to put it through the back line. Christie for the line. He'll score. Christie's in. Another try to the Lions. 10-0 with a kick to come.
Well, good run there from Lawrence, but some pretty ordinary defence again, you'd have to say. We'll have a look at it on the replay in a minute, but there were about half a dozen Kurri players who could have had a chance to knock over Jake Lawrence there, and none of them were able to. But he had the wherewithal once tackled to get it out the back, keep the move going, and once Hurrell played to the wing, as we see on the replay here, Christie, he had it, didn't have too much to do in the end, just had to find his way to the line, and it was a good piece of finishing. But South, well, they look the part at the moment, don't they? Their forwards are rolling on, and they're putting points on when they get there.
They're making it look simple so far. Long way to go. On Saturday afternoon football right here on the home of Newcastle Rugby League Bar TV Sports. So Willie Header has got the ball lined up right out here on the Western touch line. He was the best goal kicker in the Group 9 when he was playing in the Riverina competition. He came up to the Newcastle Rugby League because he thought that the Newcastle Rugby League would give him a better pathway into New South Wales Cup. So far, he's having a blinder of a match in this game as he looks to progress his own career to that extra level. Here's the kick from the touchline. Can he bring it back around? No, he can't. So just waved away. So no change on the Benedict Recycling scoreboard after 11 minutes of this one. It's 10 points to 0 in favour of Souths here. So as the weather cools down, Supergas is here to warm you up. Supergas is now offering 2 45-kilo LPG cylinders for the price of one for all your gas, cooking and heating needs. Get in contact with Supergas on 13 78 72 or visit supergas.net.au. Supergas, the proud sponsor of the Newcastle Rugby League. So the Lions now back out to the 40-metre line. Thought for a moment he lost it, and he did there.
Well,
what did you think, mate?
I don't know about that. It looked like he regathered it. I see where the referee's coming from there, and he might have got a call from the linesman, but I would be interested to see a replay of this, but I think he might have regathered it on the way back in. But anyway, the referees are probably a better judge than I am. In any event, it gives Kurri a great opportunity here, 30 metres out with a full set of tackles.
So Pivotal Business Systems is the proud partner of the Newcastle Rugby League, specialising in point of sale, business process and print and copy. Contact Pivotal at pivotalbusinesssystems.com.au. And get in the game with our broadcast partner, topbetter.com.au. So the Kurri Bulldogs here are down to the 30-metre line. First real chance now for them to strike. That's Cullen giving it away. Wyborn's gone without it. Picked up by Heta, and they turn defence into attack. And the Lions come away with it. Morgan Campbell, 35 metres out from their own goal line.
Yeah, that was a bad one for Ben Wyborn. Pretty easy to do, though. I think he was probably thinking about what he was going to do with the ball before he had it and just got the fumbles. But Kurri, that's an opportunity wasted.
Hurrell. They're looking easy. Meet up the middle of the field.
What a good
Bulldogs.
run that is.
Yeah,
that's a great carry. He's made about 10 metres after the contact there.
That's the halfway line. Rodimer giving it away. Roos stepping, weaving, looking, finds Hurrell. And the captain, the inspirational leader, on his back. Steele gets off him. That's Higgins. Cuts out one. Header, great pass. Header's got it back, looking around, finds support. That's Schneider. 3 tries in 2016. Lewis Schneider. Header again. Away to Hurrell. He throws the dummy. And he's on his back. Last tackle now for Souths. Comes back to Header. He dribbles one into the in-goal area. Griffiths has dropped it. Play on and they're over again. Jared Flanagan has got on a bounce that was probably ineffective, but they should have cleared it up, the Bulldogs, and they're just there to pounce again. It's 14-0.
Well, it was a pretty dire error, but it can happen to anyone, that sort of thing. We'll have a look here on the replay. They went to the short side. It was dribbled in, but it was an awkward sort of a kick from Header because it sort of exploded out of the ground there. And poor old Josh Griffiths, there wasn't a great deal he could do about it in the end. He's probably not too much to blame, but it was well worked over there by Flanagan, who managed to find his way around the defenders and onto the ground. But there's just too many missed tackles from Kurri here today. Every time South go to the fringes, they're just falling off them. And that's meaning they're able to march down the field and put in kicks like that.
So here's the kick now from right out on the eastern touchline, right in front of the old boys stand here at the Kurri Sports Ground. Willie Header, this is his first chance in South's colours to kick from this, one might say, unique part of the field. He'll know about it. They love to give you a bit of stick out there. And you can hear in the background the crowd trying to put Header off here. Moves in, strikes with the right boot. It's coming around. Has he got it? They're not going to put off Header. He can bang them over from anywhere on the park. What a start for Souths. They lead by 16 points to 0. I don't think too many fans here at the Kurri Sports Ground would have expected this type of margin after only 15 minutes of the first half.
Yeah, well, that's probably true. There just doesn't seem to be a lot of mongrel out there for Kurri at the moment. When they're really firing, they hit hard, they're up, they're intense. That's what I was expecting from them today, but they're just a little bit flat. The coach wouldn't be happy, I wouldn't have thought. Oh, hang on, they might get a chance here. No.
Gone backwards into the in-goal area as Souths come off their own goal line here. Don't forget Cornelius Crumps, Bar TV's favourite exotic drink throughout the Hunter. Along with Benedict Waste Recycling and Top Better. Get in the game at topbetter.com.au. So temperatures around 19, 20 degrees. Fairly comfortable temperature for Saturday afternoon football here on Bar TV. That's Brendan Simpson. Look for the kick. Header says, let's play it down the other end of the field. And the Bulldogs here clear it up on their own 30-metre line. Crowd in excess, I'd say, over 1,000 people here today for the Mark Hughes Foundation's beanie round. And, of course, the beanies are being distributed amongst the crowd here today. For funds going straight to the Mark Hughes Foundation. And also all Newcastle Rugby League clubs getting involved this weekend. Of course, Mark Hughes, a former Kurri player in the day before joining the Newcastle Knights in the mid-90s. Went on to represent the Knights in the 97 grand final. Here's the kick going downfield. They go up. They may get the opportunity again. Just depends who's going to get the ball. Could be 6 more. Referee, not so sure, but he's given a penalty anyway to the Bulldogs here, right on the 30-metre mark.
I would think that's one of the more easy decisions John Taylor will have to make in his refereeing career.
Oh, I think Johnny Taylor out there, he probably wished he had a Bar TV replay monitor in his palm.
Yeah, I don't think he would have needed it then. That was a pretty obvious one.
So the ball goes sailing into touch.
Big chance for Kurri this. They need some points just to steady a bit.
So we're midway through the first half here. That's Brady Hammond. Niscott on our commentary edge. Comes back to Campton. Started off the bench today. That's CU. Away to Cullen. He finds Granger. Moran, he's got a good passing game in him. Went to ground. Niscott, back through the middle of the park. McCain gets the legs pumping and takes them to be tackled. 2 metres out. CU again in a dummy half. He cuts out one, gives it back to Wyborn. He's close. A metre out from the line. CU again, kicking from dummy half. He'll get it back. He'll offload the ball. Moran, can he throw it now? No, he can't. Change over back to the south side. 2 out from their own line.
Well, those sort of ones can go either way. Terrence CU jamming it on the boot from about a yard out there. And the referee decided that the South player hadn't played at it, so they had to get it out wide. But again, South handled the defence pretty well.
Let's see how Souths can come outside their own goal line here. They go through the back line. Rodimer away now. They got space out here. This is where they can be dangerous. This is where we know they can be lethal. Schneider, he goes away, picks it up and somersaults his way into touch.
Well, a huge tackle there. I think it was, I'm just trying to get a view on who that was. It might have been Mitch Cullen, actually, in the 6, who just grabbed the South Newcastle player like a sheep and just hurled him into touch. That was a big effort. And again, gives them an opportunity.
Check this replay out thanks to Benedict Waste Recycling. This is why we're putting down the scrum. Just went tumbling into touch.
You've got to be pretty strong to do that to another football player. We'll have a look in a moment. But, yeah, Mitch Cullen is a big brute out there. He's one of the bigger 5'8" I've seen, I must say.
So the Bulldogs, yet again, another opportunity. Can they create points this time around? That's Josh Griffiths. Granger. That's Mick Steele. Always gets the legs pumping. CU. Slow play the ball there. Comes right. Granger. Runs straight into Roos. Roos, of course, will be going around in the Country Rugby League Championships next Saturday afternoon in Camden. Wyborn. Back to Hammond. They're getting closer. Still looking for their first points of the match. Back to Campton. Last tackle, CU. Away to McCann. They'll kick. They'll chase. Oh, Edwards positioned himself well and comes down with it. 2 out from his own line.
Well, another set. They have had their chances in this first 20 minutes or so, Kurri. Yeah, they have had their moments, but that one ended up just coming apart. It was unlucky. The ball came looping out of dummy half from CU, and from there, whatever structure they were looking for was a bit hard to come by. It's interesting what South are doing in defence here. They've got Willie Hedder defending just one in from the wing out in the centres, and the 4 Schneider inside. And then Hedder is very, very vocal when they haven't got the ball, and he keeps yelling out, "Where's our middles? Where's our middles?" They want those middle players, those middle forwards, to be up quickly and stopping anything Kurri put on. One of the benefits, of course, of being up here at Kurri, where you're so close to the players, you can spit at them, you know.
Here's the kick inside the 40. And of course, Jared Edwards, he has to be the biggest fullback in this competition. That's for sure. That's Josh Griffiths. Runs straight into Tim Christie. Granger. That's their own 20-metre line here. That's Paulo Dinavoli. Slow play the ball as Lawrence gets off him. Two in the tackle again from Souths. Captain coach in Todd Hurrell. Then a volley again. Picked up and taken sideways in that tackle there from Roos. Terence Siu just throws it into a South player. Now he's been collared. Well, Siu wanted a penalty the first time.
Oh, hang on. Referee Taylor. There's going to be an inquiry here. It was a high tackle on Siu, but Hayden Granger was one-on-one with the fullback there. I reckon we might have a look at this replay because Siu, the kick was a bit of a dud, it looked like, and then it pitched in the middle of the turf and sat up beautifully. And Hayden Granger had it on his chest and would have just drawn the fullback and put someone over.
Well, this is here right now. I mean, Terence Siu is about to go down and pick the football up. Just check this out.
This
An
was
interesting
bizarre.
passage.
This was ridiculous, but then all of a sudden when he eventually puts the kick through, he does get collared. But look at Hayden Granger here. He's on that ball, and he's got, I think it's Ethan Niscott coming up on the outside. They would have scored there, Kurri, if that penalty hadn't been given quite so quickly.
So the kick for touch goes down to the 30-metre line here. 15 minutes remaining in the first half. That's Brady Hammond. Lined up to the right. That's the way they come. Mick Steele in jersey number 8. Another penalty, this time right in front. They'll just take the tap and keep it going, but Taylor says come back. Now, this is one of my pet hates. Now, why can't they just play on like that? It's just ridiculous. I mean, you know, they used to do it in the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s and the 90s. Why is it any different in 2016?
In defence of John Taylor there, I don't think CUCU actually let him know that he was going to tap it and go for a mosey upfield. So Taylor didn't really tell him not to. He just kept walking to give him the mark.
Bit of niggle in that tackle there from Campton. So Terence Siu again, surveying his options. Back to Granger. Now to Wyborn. Wyborn stepping. Only 5 metres away from the South's line. Back then out to Peterkin. He's close. He's held up. Well, 140 kilos charging at you. That's a sight that you don't want to see any day of the week, but Souths, they expected it there. That's what they got. Look at Peterkin.
How did you arrive at 140? Have you had him on the scales? What's going on?
Mate, just look at him.
Okay.
Just look at him.
Yep.
You'd have to be nearly 3 times as my weight.
6 to go here for Kurri.
Do you think he's 160 kilos?
I'm not saying that. I'm certainly not saying that. He makes a big impact when he hits the line, though. He's been a good player for Kurri for a long time.
Probably the heaviest in the Newcastle Rugby League competition. This is Campton. Campton certainly got the biggest muscles in the competition, that's for sure. Another one.
Now, there's going to be a chat here. I mean, that's 3 penalties in a row from South. I don't think you've sit anyone down just yet, but if they keep giving them away on their line, they'll be asking for trouble.
Well,
he's actually calling out Mick Campton.
And Terence.
Well, maybe Campton's had a few words. If that's the case, it's lucky it's John Taylor and not Graham Stair, because Campton would be in the dressing room right now.
Well, the penalty is going to go against Kurri here. Going the way of...
Oh, okay. So he's penalised Campton for striking the marker after the tackle. So Kurri have given away a penalty there without the ball. With the ball, pardon me. It's a bit of a moment of madness there from Mick Campton.
Well, he loves his football, Campton. He's passionate. That's for sure. One of Bar TV's highest rating midweek clips comes from Mick Campton. He loves it. Now this is Daniel Nielsen. Nielsen certainly reads the defence very well. Big-bodied player coming off the bench. Hurrell. Rodimer. Nearly an intercept. Creates space into the gap. Christie. Granger. Cuts him down. Roos, Rodimer, Pouliai. Nobody wants to put him down until now.
What a carry.
What a run by Pouliai. Last tackle now for Souths. Rodimer finds header. Ball goes above header. Picked up by Boyle. Steps, weaves, takes the tackle. Change over, last tackle to the Kurri Bulldogs. Well, they've dodged a bullet there, the Bulldogs.
Yeah, they have. It was a bit of a meek end to the set. I thought they were away down this left-hand side. Cameron Moran gambled on the intercept, didn't quite get it. And Christie, I think it was, who was able to make a charge upfield. But in the end, the set didn't amount to too much. There's 11 and a half minutes left here for Kurri to do something to try and get themselves back in this.
So Dinavoli takes 3. Lions to cage him up. Penalty here right in front of the old boys. 40 out from their own goal line. Just holding down in the tackle. Hurrell and also Schneider in the tackle there. So this is the time now for the Bulldogs with 10 minutes remaining. Found touch right on halfway. Hammond cleaned up there by Nilsson. CU finds Peterkin. Hurrell dropping off. CU looking around. Got options. Granger goes wider. That's McCain.
That was a good shot, wasn't it? Down low, right in the ribs.
So Griffiths. Granger. Quick hand through the middle. Peterkin. So Terrence CU, they're going forward here, the Bulldogs. Hurrell, great passing game though. Peterkin juggling, knocks it back. That will be play on. It will be play on. Gotta be. Griffiths. Referee says play on. It's still on. They turn it back on the inside. Hammond's got the football.
They should get 6 to go here. They're unlucky. I think there was a touch on the way through.
Last tackle. Look for the kick. Where's the chasers? Boyle's at the back.
Oh dear.
And takes it well. Back out to the 20 he comes.
He took it well. He was under a bit of duress there. That was the old AFL-style tunnelling. But they got away with it. So they South to bring the ball out. They've had a few shots at the line, Kurri, and just haven't quite been able to come up with a killer play. Now, goodness knows what happens there. He's going to say he's lost it. That's not an example of the play the ball that I'd be showing to impressionable children. So they're going to get another chance.
So 9 minutes remaining. They need to come down here, and it goes without saying, they need to be able to get onto the scoreboard and not come away empty-handed. Still a long time to go in this match. They're only down by 16, but point is a must. Griffiths. 5 in from the eastern touchline. Back to Wyborn. Wrapped up there by Jake Lawrence. Peterkin on his right. Gets it from Terrence. Runs straight into Higgins. Down by 16. Bar TV, Newcastle Rugby League, round 9 of the competition. Campton. Out the back it comes. Hammond. There's a chance out wide. But they're in the touch. Well, they just can't turn their chances into points.
Yeah, they took a bit of a gamble there, went down that short side. Dinavoli had a lot of work to do there. It would have been an incredible effort to get to the try line. But there is, I must say, for Kurri, they're bringing a bit of mongrel into the game. Campton stirred them up a little bit. Peterkin's had a few words with some of the South players. If they can get in that sweet spot between being a little bit angry and not going completely berserk, they might be able to lift in the second half.
I like his fluoro yellow boots there. Yeah, he's got the colour happening. Just like Jake Moore from the Bulldogs as well. And about 6 of the South players to boot as well. Might get you a pair of those yellow boots, Morgan. You'd look good in a bit of colour. Are you a colour man?
Oh, I might be a colour man. Unfortunately, I don't play rugby league. They wouldn't be much good to me.
They'd look good on your shelf, that's for sure. As they approach the 30-metre line, the Lions coming out of their den. Good go forward, great passing game, effective, creative, fluent. And you can hear there from our crowd effects mic. Just hold the footy. But he doesn't. He just loses it.
That's one of the things about yelling out, hold the footy. It doesn't always doesn't always work. Doesn't always, have an impact on the person's hands.
He got the wobbles.
Indeed. Good opportunity again for Kurri here. I mean, South, they started off so briskly, but they've given them a lot of ball in this last 10 or 15 minutes. They've given Kurri chance after chance here. They're just asking them to get back into the game. And Kurri got too many good attacking players to keep turning these chances away.
So Cullen giving it away to Kate Hardy. Peterkin. You can hear the impact of the body clash. Wyborn. Granger wrestled sideways into the turf.
Up very quickly in the middle, South. Kurri might need to get it wide very, very early here. If they do, they might be able to go around them.
So Wyborn will play it back. Terrence goes for a scoot from dummy half before he's been knocked hard there by Ben Roos. Griffiths is through. Dragged down. No marker. Referee said play it though.
Beautiful ankle tap there. That was much needed for South. He was away.
Cullen kicking, dribbling it into the in-goal area. Can they get back into the field of play? Header does. He makes it look oh so simple. He's back by a metre. Told to play it. Not long on the clock to go. 5 minutes here on the Benedict Recycling scoreboard. This is round 9 of the Newcastle Rugby League, thanks to our broadcast partner, Top Better. Get in the game at topbetter.com.au.
One of the things about this Kurri side today, with Ryan Walker being out of the team, it means they've had to move Mitch Cullen into 5'8", and it just changes the balance of their side a little bit. He's not giving them that go forward that he gets at lock, and he's not getting those offloads away because by virtue of being 5'8", he's not running the ball quite so often.
Thoughts there from Morgan Campbell. Niscott was told by Josh Griffiths to come back on the inside of him. Of course, Niscott gets his opportunity this afternoon as Nick Howe playing in the Newcastle Knights along with Walker in the New South Wales Cup. Moran taken down there from Tim Christie. Christie, of course, picked up 5 tries after round 9 of the competition. That's Daniel French. Centre of the ground. Granger. He can run. We know that. Collard tackled. Last tackle now for the Bulldogs. What are they going to do here? Terrence, he's got the ball. Back then out of Cullen. He's looking out wide. Where's Dinner? Volley. He tried to volley it back, but he's got into touch.
Yeah, a bit too much on it there from Cullen. That looked good money to go over the sideline on the full for most of that kick. Dina Volley, though, he did his best. It was an athletic effort. But, geez, it's been a strange game, this, hasn't it? I mean, Kurri were legless in the first 15 minutes, let in 3 tries, and since then have dominated field position. They've had all the ball in the best possible part of the field, and they just haven't been able to come up with anything. And it probably says a bit about South's defence that even though they've dropped a hell of a lot of ball in the second quarter of this game, they haven't conceded any points.
So Schneider juggled to the 30-metre line now. They come through Pulei. Slow to his feet. I think he's hurt in that tackle. Just looking down to his left ankle there. Trainer is with him as the play rolls forward towards the 40-metre line. Willie Header boots the ball downfield.
20's on. No.
Niscott cutting it off from going into touch. He's got Hurrell in front of him along with Lawrence and the kicker in Willie Header. And they thump him into the ground here. 25 metres out from his own line. He's hurt. He's injured. He's not getting up. You don't want to see this in any rugby league game, especially Newcastle Rugby League. Trainer going across to assist. We might be able to have a look at the replay and determine the extent of this injury. But grave concern here for Niscott, I think you'll find it was. So there you go. Schneider just dropped off him, but he just went down.
I think he got swung back into the turf and just went banged the back of his head on the turf. I think it was that last heave of him round onto the ground that saw him a bit sore. So he's just getting some treatment now.
As we have another look at the replay, he's getting to his feet, so that's a good sign for the youngster in Ethan Niscott.
Yeah, we have a look at the replay here. I mean, it was a strong impact, but then it's this. He goes head first into the turf there, and you can see just as he starts to get up, he feels it on the back of his head. And now we've seen Kurri turn it over, coming away from their line.
Well, how many times this year have we seen Souths strike on the bell leading into the break? Are we about to experience another try here? Bulldogs fans certainly not hoping for that, as Header just has to go across and find a football. He wasn't happy with his first football he had, so he just ended up throwing that towards the Johnny Sattler stand. Now to Edwards. Runs straight into Hayden Granger. That's Rodimer. Higgins. Great strength. Down to the 30. Pouliai. Down to the 10. Higgins. Away to Heta. Cuts out Hurrell. Back to Edwards. Can they offload the pass? This is Schneider. Look for the crossfield kick at any opportunity. Header.
Just got to go through the hands here. They have to score.
Rodimer. Roos. He needs to offload. He does. Back to Rodimer. Away to Christie. He's after his second. Last tackle. That's Rodimer. Back to Heta. Here's the crossfield kick. Where's Schneider? They go up. What a catch. Dinner volley.
Beauty. Absolute beauty. And how they needed it. So I think South went full lock here there. I think South really need. Oh, he's going to try the kick for touch. I think South needed to score there. I mean, they had huge numbers. Kurri had 6 players in front of the play the ball on the right hand side of the field, and as South went wide, they had to have numbers simply because Kurri had so many in front of the play the ball. And it was only that they didn't quite get their passes away quick enough that they didn't score in the left hand corner.
So only 6 seconds to go in the first half. Stay with us. We've got the Mick Campton show at half-time coming up.
That was a clever bit of play by CUCU. With just a few seconds left on the clock, he took the 20-metre kick for touch rather than the 20-metre tap. And so they get a scrum here, and it's just a little chance with the forwards congregated in the middle of the field.
There's the siren. That's Granger. Kicking. Griffiths. He's not able to go away and get it. Couldn't get it quick enough, could he? Jared Flanagan for Souths. The siren goes in the background, and Jared Flanagan just runs it over the touchline on the eastern side. So half-time, the visitors leading by 16 points to 0.
Yeah, it was a strange first half in many ways, but I suppose it's pretty simple to summarise. South had the better of the first 20 minutes and scored 16 points. Kurri had the better of the second 20 minutes and didn't score any. And that's pretty much the difference between the sides. South's made something of their domination, and Kurri didn't make anything of theirs.
Okay, well, we'll be back on the other side of the Mick Campton show. Can the Bulldogs get back into the match? They're down by 16 points to 0. Stand by for the Mick Campton show.
Mick Campton, we're at Kurri Bulldogs training tonight. We'll see what we can have a look at and so we can get around and talk to a few of the boys. Well, look who we got here. First off, we've got Ethan Niscott.
Hey, how are you?
Good, thanks, Ethan. How are you?
I'm good.
A couple of weeks ago, you made your debut. How'd you find that, playing with the older blokes like Terrence and Brock Gilmore and blokes like that?
Oh, awesome experience, eh? Like, learnt so much and just heaps keen to do it again.
Righto, so you got any words of wisdom for the younger fellas around?
Oh, just keep trying. Like, boys are doing well. They'll get there in a couple of years, so hopefully, you know, we can all play together. Be good.
Righto, hopefully you mean play football together.
Yeah.
Hi everybody, this is Andrew. How you going, Andrew?
Yeah, not bad yourself, mate.
So how you liking your first year at the Kurri Bulldogs, considering you come from Greater Branxton?
Yeah, great club. Yeah, heard really good things about it. Just the culture here and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm loving it. Beautiful.
What, you talking about me or you talking about the actual club?
Campo.
Thanks, mate. Thanks a
You're
lot.
right. You're right, mate.
So you're enjoying it pretty good? You going to stay on or?
Yeah, I'll definitely be here next year. Yeah, for
Well,
sure.
good. I might have to not retire so I can play.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers. Hello everybody, this is Jeff, the General Manager of Polglaze. He's the go-to man at Kurri Bulldogs.
Thanks, Mick, for the interview. I've been on the air with Pete this afternoon talking about the Mark Hughes Foundation, and the Boonie is on this weekend. So there they are, they're last year's. This year's will be on sale at the ground from 12 o'clock. There's a couple hundred to sell, so hopefully everybody comes and buys one for the weekend. All right,
Okay, thank you, Jeff.
okay, thanks, Mick.
We've got one question here for the Newcastle Rugby League. What's going on with the Mountain Men?
The Mountain Men, it's the Maritime Men, champ.
Sorry, Maritime Men.
Maritime Men. Nah, there's nothing to talk about there, mate. We ain't taken off. That's a new band I've just started, but no, we're not going anywhere. No gigs as of yet. Maybe this week, actually. Station Hotel, 10 p.m. Saturday.
So you're planning on Battle of the Bands at Station Hotel Kurri?
Depends how many blokes we've got in our band, but if I can get a run, I'll do it for sure. No worries. If you want, do you want to sing?
I can't sing, but
Get this bloke to sing. Okay,
Geordie Mitchell, how you going?
Good, mate. Yourself?
So, how are you finding training so far?
Fun, enjoyable. Just, having a go, which is all that counts.
Nice, very good. So, we heard from Jeff that you were played in the Rebel side this year. Is that true?
Yeah, under 18s.
That'd be Kiddie's side, is that right?
Yeah, Stephen Kidd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, very good. You're very, very talkative there, young Geordie. Don't be shy.
No, I'm not, mate. I'm not. No, I had fun with the Rebels. It was a good trip away to semis. Just got beaten, golden point at the end, but...
Yeah. No, that's no good. You're back here to enjoy the time at Kurri, but...
Yeah, exactly right.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, mate.
You get in trouble.
no. You'll get in trouble, Jeff, mate.
There's Kurri out. Look at me hair. Doesn't matter. Look at my hair. I've got a fucking beanie on. Oh. Hi, everybody. This is Kate Hardy. Kate, how you going?
Good, thanks, mate. Got me own mic. Cheers.
You're looking a little bit less smooth than last time we had an interview.
Yeah, mate, shirt on this time. Copped a bit of stick from the boys last time, so haven't got the best rig. It's a bit pale at this time of year, so, I keep the kit on for this time of season, mate.
Right, so you never thought of a solarium or anything like that?
I don't have the cash, mate. Those things are a bit expensive. I'm just playing for fun here.
I don't own one, mate. I don't know. Oh, look, yeah, you got a bit of ink there. What's the...
It rubs off. No, it's just a bit of a hobby. Money's got to go somewhere. I'll get out of it. Money's got to go somewhere, mate.
So you're on that? Good at match payments?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, massive match payments here. It's like Granger's playing for free, because I'm getting his as well, so that's
So is that true, Hayden?
Is that true? I'll pay for the fun of it, mate. I'm still playing under 10.
Many people around Kurri are saying you should still be playing under 10s, but that's, that's how it is. So that's all we got, I suppose.
This is the Hayden Granger Bashathon.
Well, mate, results speak for themselves,
Right, here we've got a bit of a brother connection here. We've got Reed and Jono Alchin. So, boys, what are your thoughts on playing at the same club together?
A bit of fun. Nice to be with him.
It's always happened through juniors, and then we got a bit older and went to a different club, just chasing a bit better footy. Now he's finally back. It's been good. Only had about one game with him, so hopefully he can step up a bit better. Might get a few more games.
Okay, so he's stepping up and chasing you. Is that right?
Yeah, hopefully.
I'll try and do,
All right. So I also believe that your dad.
Yeah.
Is he the coach of the 19s? Is that true?
Yeah, he's the coach. He's doing an all right job, I guess. You could say.
You guess. Okay. All right. So what are your thoughts on that, Johnny?
He had the job last year. We went all right, but they've got a few bit better boys this year, so hopefully he can get them there. So it should be all right.
Okay, no dramas. Thanks, boys. Thanks for your chat.
No worries.
All right.
The legend of Kurri in Stewie Stoker. His nickname's actually 8-Ball Aiken. What are your thoughts on that, Stu?
No, it's not too bad. Freaking Robbo gave me at the season launch, but it's all right. I'm copping it now. It's fine. Take it as it is.
So, as we mentioned earlier, you were part of the All-Stars side that took out the premiership last year. How was that?
It was a good feeling. It's a hard couple of games to get there, you know. It's a good team last year, heaps of old boys. A lot of boys are retired now, which is a lot of young fellas coming up, which is good. But yeah, last year was a really good year for us.
So, with the blokes you're talking about that are retired, you've got Mick Carr, Scooter, Colo, Doyley. So they're
Hedgie,
yes. They're all like what, 45, 50, are they?
I'm not sure about your age, aren't they?
21.
Yeah, perfect. It's left a big gap in the club, you know. But that's why this young generation is stepping up now, and looking forward for the future.
Very good. Thanks a lot.
No worries.
The last interview, Campo caught me a bit unawares with the no shirt, which is a bit of a dog act. I'll have to get the mic on him next time in the sheds and, you know, catch him coming out of the shower or something for keep the fans happy. You know, me and young Hayden, one of my mates, like to mimic you of a weekend. So, you know, keep up the good stuff.
Can you do a Morgan?
No, I'm already. I can't do it. I can't do it without him. So it's a behind closed doors kind of thing.
It's after 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
All
it's
right,
a few
mate.
beers deep kind of thing.
Yeah.
Good luck. Cheers, mate.
Hi, welcome to the new segment we've got. It's Can You Jolly.
Joey Lalia, he scores in the corner for Newcastle.
And look who we got for our first person, Kate Hardy.
My word, I can jolly Mick Campton. See you. To Campton. Campton spill it. That's his fourth error of the game. Phil Williams looking to throw the hook at him, I think.
Bo Scott goes around and scores for Newcastle, but we just said it. You know,
Your
you
turn,
can
mate.
attack all you
Can
like.
we go with
If
duo?
they
Come on,
can't
who's
do the
the other
points, Newcastle quickly are able to turn defence into attack, and for the first time they've been able to mount an attack inside the Parramatta half in the second half. They've been able to score the first try. Referee here has said time off. Player injured out there, just trying to pick up the number as we're broadcasting from behind the northern goalpost here at Hunter Stadium.
Here we go. We found another jolly. Hayden Granger, can you jolly?
I sure can jolly, Mick. Bumper Peterkin passes off to Campton. Campton onto Cronin. Cronin back on the inside to Justin Peterkin. Peterkin in for his fifth try today here at Kurri Sports Ground.
And welcome back for the second half here. Impeccable timing as we see the South Newcastle Lions bringing it back from their own in-goal area. Well, what a performance it's been from the visitors here at the Graveyard after the first 40 minutes of rugby league. Are they able to go on with it? Can the Kurri Bulldogs claw their way back into the contest? Stay with us. 40 down, 40 to go. So Souths, they cut again out Hurrell to go to header to Lawrence. Lawrence is down to his own 40-metre line here. Header away to Hurrell. He's being told to go forward from William Header. Gets up, plays the football, look for the kick. Downfield, Griffiths at the back. Just put the ankle out to stop the ball off the foot before he runs into the captain and the coach of Hurrell, along with Lawrence here. So they need a good start to the second half. They need to be able to get onto the scoreboard and create opportunities and come away with points. So many opportunities blown in the first half. That's why they're down by 16 points to nil. Comes back then now to Gilmore. Hurrell over the top. So 40 metres out. See now finds Wyborn. Comes out the back. Griffiths. He's got to go back, collect it. Finds Granger. And Hayden. His easy meet in traffic. There from Ben Roos. So last tackle now. They're on the halfway line. Cullen goes high to the air. Granger's coming through. But Edwards has been able to get away from Granger, get away from another one before Gilmore flings him into the ground here. 40 out from his own line.
What about strictly ballroom there from Jared Edwards? He caught that and was off on a dime. That was beautiful work.
Put him down for Newcastle's Dancing with the Stars.
Quite possibly, yeah.
2017. We'll put him in it. That's Lawrence. Finished off there by Wyborn and Hammond. 16 points to nil. Roman Pulei. Fantastic impact. Off the bench, Rodimer finds Roos. He'll be going around for the Newcastle Rebels in the grand final next Saturday against Illawarra. Penalty here, first of the second half. 35 out from the Bulldogs' goal line.
Well, they had 20 minutes of possession, Kurri, and if they were to concede a try here, this would be pretty devastating, I'd reckon. They need to hit pretty hard in defence here.
Pulei again. To the 20. That's Higgins. Cut out Hurrell. Fine header. Header goes himself. Well, was he taken off the football there, Jake Lawrence? Yes, he was.
He certainly was. I reckon he'd be half tempted to go for the sin bin here, John Taylor, because if Lawrence hadn't been held off the ball, he probably would have caught that pass from Willie Header and gone over to score. So they're lucky to get away with that in the end, Kurri, because it bordered on a professional foul.
So Header. Don't you love this? Going backwards to go forward.
Oh, it's beautiful. The people demand it.
When in demand.
People who watch rugby league for the first time and see one of these players kicking the ball backwards must wonder what the hell is going on.
Especially our audience in China.
Indeed.
Pulei. Speaking of China, we had a big crowd last night for the Shandong side in the friendly, taking on the Newcastle Jets youth side. Newcastle Jets youth getting up by 5-0 over Shandong. That's Higgins. Header. He's got the ball. Goes himself. Being pushed by Hammond. Got away again from Terrence, but Terrence says, I'll come back and take you into the ground. You're not getting away from me that easy. Higgins. Pulei. He'll be hard to stop.
Short on the right here. Big gaps out wide.
Higgins. Heta. Kicking. Griffiths is back there and takes a dead goal line dropout. More pressure for the Kurri Bulldogs.
Well, I reckon you'd see your life flash before your eyes as a fullback when you pick the ball up in the in-goals here, because the fence is not too far away. So you're always a chance of getting walloped into a bit of aluminium. But that was it was a pretty good kick in the end. The Kurri defence was strong, though. They need to keep it up.
There's the kick, not the best kick, but it goes down to the 30-metre line. And that's just Luke Higgins on tackle number 1. Now this is Liam Higgins. 3 tries this season for Liam. Hurrell, away to Rodimer. Turn it back on the inside. They're running aggressively. They're running straight and hard. Quick play the ball needed. That's what they've got. Header goes out wide. Schneider, he takes them on. Can he get it out the back? He throws it out the front door instead of the back door. And they've been able to dodge a bullet, the Bulldogs.
Good
wow, that had everything.
Good defence. Good defence, Kurri. That's what they needed. They applied themselves to that. They got men there quickly when Schneider looked like he had a bit of space, and they got him going backwards. That was good work. And that's exactly what they need to do. To be fair, I mean, they've got 35 minutes to go here. I don't think they can concede any more points, so their line defence has to be immaculate.
Bulldogs still in it. 16-0. We've seen bigger scores here.
Yeah.
Now a penalty. Well, he got a call from his touch judge. Thought for a moment he was just going to put down the scrum. So here they go. This is Cullen. This ball's coming towards Bob. It's gone over Bob's head. We survived the impact, but the roof had an almighty bang.
We want to be actually being so close to the ground, to the field up here. We want to be careful what we say about one of these Kurri players because they'd be able to ping us from there with a kick for touch.
I wouldn't have passed it past them. That's Gilmore. Sometimes I think myself and you have a target on our foreheads, especially when we come here to Kurri. Oh, what a shot! That man had a target on his forehead. He went straight into the ground, but he got straight back up. That's French. Run straight into Pouliot. Here come the Kurri Bulldogs. This is CU. He goes for a dig from dummy half. He sees space. He sees acreage. He sees points. It's the first try for the Bulldogs. 16-4 is at the start of the revival.
Well, it might well be. We did say it in the first half. Terence CUC is the man. He's the one that needs to have the ball if Kurri are going to start putting points on, and he just saw half a gap there. You called it well, Peter. He saw half a gap and scooted through. It was a lovely bit of play. Sharp out of dummy half, and the South defenders just didn't quite react in time. So Kurri get the points that they couldn't get in the first half, and maybe as they run towards that old boys stand, that might just spark a little bit of a revival.
What about the Roar? He goes for a dig from... Look at this. Dummy half. He sees space.
Newcastle
he sees
Knight.
acreage.
That's
he
why he
sees
plays
points.
NRL.
It's the first.
A bit to do there. Jared Edwards is a big unit, and he came across and got him in the bear hug, but you had the momentum and just spun out of it and got the ball down. Good bit of play.
So here's the kick now.
It could have all been so different for Kurri. I mean, they could easily have conceded up that end of the ground and the game's over. Instead, they held them out. Now they've gone up the other end and scored, and now we've got a game.
A hush goes over the ground. Silence, in fact. Silence now turns into celebration. 16 points to 6, 10-point ball game. Don't go anywhere. We're going to rip us. Saturday afternoon football right here on Bar TV Sports. And as the weather gets cold, well, Supergas is here to warm everybody up. Supergas is offering 2, not 4, not 10, but 2 45-kilo LPG cylinders for the price of 1. For all your gas, cooking and heating in your home, go on to 137872 and talk to Supergas, the proud sponsor of the Newcastle Rugby League. This game certainly living up to Supergas. It's heating up as we speak. 16 points to 6 here on Saturday afternoon football. This game is lifting. The intense, it's lifting as well. The players are running with grunt and mongrel. To borrow a word or two from Morgan Campbell, here we go. The mongrel and the grunt run straight into Willie Header. And he's dropped down now, 40 metres out from the line. Christie gets off him. Playing the ball there was Hammond. Plays it back there now. Juggled. Oh, he's put it down. Mitch Cullen. Williams. Maybe be dragging him off by the collar after that one.
Well, I wouldn't have thought so, but it's not a great one. I mean, it's a pretty... I mean, it looks...
The ball there was Hammond. Plays it back there now. Juggled. Oh, he's put it down. Mitch Cullen.
To do Well, yeah. A bit like Ben Wyborn in the first half. He was probably just thinking about his next play before he had the ball.
So Rodemar giving it away. This is Tim Christie. Rodemar. Back then out of Pouliot. Jake Moore wasn't happy with his first attempt. Cleans him up, ball and all with the second attempt. Now this is Hurrell. Away to Higgins. Wrapped up there from Moore. And Terrence, CU, and Gilmore. And Hammond. Nearly the entire side on him. That's Edwards. How big is he? How tall is he? Biggest fullback we have in the Newcastle Rugby League competition. Now to Rodemar, probably the smallest halfback we've got. Hardy and also Moran over there with a bit of impact. Back to Rodemar. Quick, elusive, dangerous. And Wyborn clings him into the ground. Back there now to Higgins. He finds Header. Header's kicking. They're chasing the football. Lawrence is after his try. Did he get there?
He did.
What a try. He was able to put the ball over his head and got another 4-pointer for South Newcastle Lions.
Well, Josh Griffiths, he's had a bit of a day. That's the second time he's had an ugly bounce. And, he'll probably get the blame for that, but it came spewing forth out of the ground there, straight up at him, and made it a very awkward catch. As we see Hedder put it on the toe here and see it just bounced right up into his chest. There wasn't much he could do to react to it, and it fell perfectly for South to get the ball down, and that might just put a bit of a pinhole in whatever momentum Kurri had. The gap's back out to 14. It should be 16 in a minute, and they've only got 28 minutes to chase it down.
Well, Jake Lawrence, he's been in blockbuster form for Souths. 4 tries leading into this match. Now that turns into 5 tries.
I wish he'd done it earlier. I had him as my first try scorer in this game, I must say.
On topbetter.com.au.
It would have been helpful about 45 minutes ago.
So here's the kick now from William Hedder. The 6 and 7, really in good form for Souths. They are a force in this competition. That's for sure. Here's the kick. He'll sail this one between the post. Try converted. 20-6. Add another 2 onto that now. It's 22 points to 6 here on the Benedict Recycling scoreboard with 26 to go.
Seamlessly done.
The kick was too.
Well, let's see what Kurri can come up with here. I mean, we know that they've been able to compete in the forwards. They've done that since about the 20-minute mark. But now they've got to chase the game. And we could see some pretty entertaining footy because they do like to chuck it around. We'll see we'll see Cullen throwing the dummy and throwing a few good passes. See you with the chip and chase. That could all be ahead of us in this next 25 or so minutes.
22 points to 6. Don't forget, upcoming events in the Newcastle Rugby League. We've got the Rebels taking on Illawarra next Saturday in the Country Championships Grand Final. We'll be down there at Camden, broadcasting that across the network. On the 26th of June, it's Old Boys Day for the Macquarie Scorpions, who will be celebrating 25 years. Their only premiership. The 91 side will be in attendance. And then, of course, the following day on the 26th of June is Association Day. South Newcastle at Townsend Oval. The local sporting groups come together to meet and network. Main guests will include a lot of the players from the past, and also the Merriweather Cricket Club will be recognised for their achievements on that match day. So we see the Lions now through Rottamar again.
Still 5, yep.
John
Taylor said that. Well, that's interesting. I mean, we saw in the very first set of the game, Mitch Cullen had a kick charge down, which was given as a charge down and 6 to go. On that occasion, it was quite similar. The kick from Jared Rottamar, from Willie Hedder, pardon me, but no 6 to go on that occasion. So Kurri get the ball just inside their own half, and this is a chance to do something with it. I'd like to see them get Josh Griffiths more involved in attack. He's got that pace, and as players get tired late on, they might need to use him up the middle.
So Higgins went for a big tackle there on Kurri. Bulldog, is it the prop? Yeah, mixed deal. Oh, they've put it down. Oh, Granger. He won't be happy with that. He prides himself with his hands.
Well, there's not much you can do as a side when you make those sort of mistakes. We've seen about 3 of those, just one off the ruck, passes going down, and makes it very, very difficult to put any sort of momentum together.
Just a few uncharacteristic mistakes here. And, you know, for the first, 3, 4, 5 rounds, there was a lot of drop ball from the Bulldogs. But it looks like today, a few errors creeping back into their performance. So 24 minutes remaining here on the Benedict Recycling scoreboard.
Oh, pushing the scrum. Oh, there you go. That'll get the old boys out of their seats.
That'll bring the crowds back.
That's what people want to see. That. That's ugly as sin when that happens. People love it.
That'll make the highlights reel. Of course, don't forget, the highlights will be up later tonight of this clash, and the full replay immediate after this clash as well. Great pass, Lawrence. Wyborn. Over the top. Higgins again, crafty, always keeping defenders guessing. Liam Higgins. He's bagged 3 tries this year. Rodemar goes back, cleans up. Away now to Tupou. Down to the 30-metre line. Goes to big bustling prop. They attack the short side again. There's the kick. Christie's coming through. Bulldogs back into the field of play. Did well there, the home side. Back into the field of play by a metre or two.
Just hearing from one of my spies elsewhere at the Newcastle Rugby League today. Apparently there's a good game unfolding at Toronto, Macquarie and Cessnock, so that might be one worth watching either tonight or tomorrow when it comes up on the Bar TV delayed stream. So just keep an eye on the Bar TV YouTube page, and you'll be able to watch that one in full either later tonight or tomorrow morning. I'm not telling you the score though, because I don't want to ruin it for anyone.
Ah, very good. We can trust Morgan Campbell for not ruining things. Here's the ball in the touch. Well, Souths, they're definitely ruining the Bulldogs' chances here this afternoon at the Graveyard.
You can see what they were trying to do. This is something I mentioned earlier. I mean, they're getting it wide early in the set's probably a good idea because South are coming up quickly in the middle. But on that occasion, it just didn't quite come off for them. Yeah, Cullen threw a pass, which I don't know that he'd be overly proud of, and it went spiralling into touch, so they're making it a little bit harder for themselves than it needs to be here.
If everybody's free on Saturday the 16th of July, it's the Pickers Ball held at the Maitland Leagues Club, and the Dan Runchell Band will provide the entertainment, just like this man Edwards. He's providing the entertainment from the back. Comes back through the middle again. Rodemar dancing, weaving, creating. Can he offload? Christie was looming up off his left hip there, wasn't he? That's Christie. Back to Simpson. Great strength. And a good offload in him, but common sense prevailed there from Simpson. They cut out Hurrell. The fine Rodemar. Now away to Heta. He takes the line on. He's got a good offload in him. He finds Tupou. 12 metres out. Put your money on Hurrell. There he is. Back it comes to Heta. And Cullen falls off him. Play on, says the referee. Tupou again. Last tackle now. Heta, can he get there?
Well done, Josh Griffiths. That was good hands. That was another tough kick. It was between his legs, and he just managed to pick it up with plenty of momentum behind it. Well done. He's had a few travails back there at fullback, but he handled that very well.
So Kate Hardy. Ball pops out of Kate's possession. Well, he's not the biggest bloke.
South ball.
South has just been able to hit him with everything there, but the kitchen sink. Back that out to Hurrell. Weaving down to the 20-metre line. Back from injury. Hurrell played a few games since his injury. That's Schneider. 3 tries this year for Schneider.
Knock on. Well, the match has sort of got into the pattern it was in the first half with the teams reversed, doesn't it? Kurri have started turning a lot of ball over, giving South a lot of chances, and South are quite generously spurning them.
Do you think we need to turn the heat up?
There's plenty of hot air in here, my friend.
Would you like more hot air? Well, Super Gas is offering 2 45-kilo LPG cylinders for the price of 1 for all your gas, cooking and heating in your home. So call Super Gas 13 78 72. And top better.
I don't know what they're paying you, but it should be more.
If you're not on top better, you're not being paid by the Bar TV people. Here's the chance. Where's the gap? We need a gap. We need a play to run to the gap. Half a gap open now, half the gap closed just as quick. 2 metres short of the halfway line here on Bar TV. Saturday afternoon football. Gilmore. Another one of our midweek favourites on Bar TV Sports. That's Terrence CU. Hasn't featured much on Bar TV, much. Might change that. And also in this game, here's the kick going downfield. Marcus Boyle. Hasn't seen much of the boy Have we? Not much at all.
Trouble here
Yeah.
for, I think it's Mitch Cullen, who
Yep.
came very awkwardly out of that tackle. And
Oh, that's all they
didn't
need
move.
here.
He's moving about a little bit now and trying to get to his feet, but it was just looked a little bit nasty there when he came out of the contact. Have a look on the replay here. Yeah, he just came barreling out, and you can see landed very awkwardly as well, and obviously just didn't want to rush to get up. So he's getting some treatment. He's a pretty sturdy fellow, though. I'd imagine he'll retake his place in the line.
There he is
There's a
now,
big
just getting
collision
to
on
his
the
feet.
kicker as well. It's a tough game, rugby league, isn't it?
The only ginger in the Kurri side. I'm proud of that. I mean, Mitch Cullen, you know, where would the Bulldogs be without him? His organisational skills. And I think just his ability to put players into holes.
Never mind where would the Bulldogs be. Where would the Kurri tattoo industry be without him?
Well,
Outstanding bit of ink. Eh?
yeah, I don't think there's one player in the Kurri side that doesn't have a bit of ink.
Mate, the man's a cottage industry. Fantastic.
We might organise for you to come up one training session, Morgan, because the Bulldogs, they're really, you know, they'd love to meet you. And they said, you know,
Sure they would.
No, they do a Morgan at the
Do
pub
they?
on a Saturday night. They love it. Now, Terrence is trying to do a CUC when he's in good form, but just couldn't quite get the ball back here. And
This would be an interesting call.
yes.
He's looking at the linesman. Yeah, first knock on Kurri, he's going to say, so South get the ball back here.
There's Cade Hardy, the pin-up boy of the Newcastle Rugby League. He's featured in many of our midweek segments, and we thank him for that.
He's not responding to your baiting, Peter. He's obviously a serious professional.
He is. He takes his football seriously, just like his midweek interviews with Mick Campton.
Well, he obviously reads the game well as well. I don't know if that was picked up on our cameras, but Cade Hardy there saw that South had put another man on the side of the scrum and followed him around. That was good awareness.
Of course, Cade Hardy came across from the Maitland Pickers. He loves the culture here at the club. He told everybody throughout the week. That's header. Away to Snyder. It's come off. Dinner volley. And Flanagan collects it.
You get a sense at this ground just how hard they do hit each other, don't you? I mean, we're quite close up here. We're pretty much right above it. And only about, 5 or 10 metres up in the air, and they really are clouding the hell out of each other out there.
So this is the last. Header, kicking. Flanagan coming through. Flanagan will have to take the tackle. And that's what he does. The winger from South. Right on their own goal line here, the Bulldogs. 22 play, 16 minutes to go. Kurri, of course, next Saturday. They'll be going to Maitland. Well, Coronation Oval, in fact, as the Maitland Sports Ground has the bulldozers in. So we're
Coronation Oval, it's going to be sensational, isn't it?
that's a blast from the past,
good
of course.
Play. He's taken
he's
it off them.
called
They're
it
a little
up.
bit unlucky there, I think. Jake Moore it was who got the fumbles and then tipped it out to the wing. It was a good bit of recovery, but they've said it was a forward pass. So South get it back. Time starting to get away from Kurri here. They need a point a minute. But yes, Coronation Oval, mate,
Yeah.
this is going to be tremendous. It's I'm pretty sure I played there in about the under-10s, and West Maitland are a very, very good side, and we used to get absolutely belted there. It was as dry as it was concrete. The
Yes.
ground was hard as concrete, and just to really set the scene, there's a cemetery, I think, at the entrance. So you head in there, you really do feel like this is going to be a difficult day when you turn up to play there.
What were you playing there?
Rugby league.
Rugby league?
Yeah. In the 9 for the Cessnock Goannas under-10s.
You were a hooker.
Yeah.
Crafty.
Oh, I don't know about that, but
I would never have guessed. This is Snyder. Things you learn about the local. Mr. Campbell didn't have far to come today, just down the road from his Cessnock area. This is Tupou. He's come across from Merriweather, along with the other 12 out there for Souths. This is Higgins. Comes back there now, through the back line. 4 metres out from the goal line. Higgins again, looking up. Goes of dummy half. Has he got there? You bet he has. Another try for Souths. Oh, it's 26-6. They are on fire.
Well, they've been given a few chances, haven't they? And I mean, if Kurri turn over that much ball, South were always going to take advantage eventually, and so it's proven. The game's going to be theirs now. 24-6. Pardon me, 26-6 with a kick to come. Less than 15 minutes to go, and you'd have to say on balance they're deserving this. Luke Higgins, that was Wiley. He just got low. The Kurri players probably disappointed not to have held him up, but it was good strength, clever close to the line, and I think South, having taken their chances better today, are good value for this win.
A bit of gas has gone out of this game.
Oh, turn it up.
So here's the kick now from right in front. He'll be turning up the scoreboard at any opportunity here. As Morgan alluded to, he wants South Newcastle Lions to turn it up. I think that's what you were referring to. Here's the kick now from right in front. They've turned it up all right. They've answered the call. It's 28-6 on the Benedict Recycling scoreboard. You were expecting something else then, weren't you?
I'm not sure what I was expecting there. I have learnt to expect the unexpected. Challenge here for Kurri to stay in this now. I mean, they've got to stay with South. If they are going to push for the finals, they're going to be pushing for the lower end of the finals, and they're going to need to rely on their points difference, and they can't let this game blow out. They've already had one touch-up from South this year. It's even if they don't win today, they need to stay close enough that it doesn't damage them later in the season.
Of course, both of these sides last met in the first week of the competition. That's what Morgan was referring to. The Bulldogs went with South for the first 60 minutes until a spate of errors went against them in the back end of that half, and South just put the foot to the accelerator on that occasion. So 22 points the margin here in round 9 of the Newcastle Rugby League competition. It's the Mark Hughes Foundation beanie round as well. The Kurri Bulldogs getting behind the Mark Hughes Foundation here today, selling a number of beanies, which is fantastic. And, of course, beanies for Brand Cancer Week. If you'd like to get involved, send your beanie pics to hashtag MHBeanie for Brain Cancer or hashtag MHBeanie Day. And everybody at the Mark Hughes Foundation would love to see your photos supporting the Mark Hughes Foundation's Beanie Day. Just going through the milestones and upcoming events. Well, Old Boys Day returns to South Newcastle on the 17th of July, celebrating the premiership sides of 1946 and 1976. It's $50 per person, and we'll get a barbecue and refreshments all day long. Then, of course, we go through to the 12th of August. It's One Day at a Time charity ball in support of Damien Johnson and his family. 3-course meal, entertainment and music. What a try coming out here for the Bulldogs. The crowd wanted it. The crowd's got it. Nizzy Cott's over. 28-10 with 10 to go on the clock.
Well, that's exactly what they've been looking for most of this second half. That sort of snappy, sharp ball movement out to the wing. And it was lovely play there. Good hands from, I think, Moran who was playing centre there, and then fed Niscott, who was on the wing. So that was well worked there by Kurri. I would imagine it's a bit of a long shot here at 28-10 with 10 to go, but that's a little bit of encouragement for them. It was Cameron Moran there. He just left his marker for dead there and was able to draw the last man and pass. So a bit of an ordinary effort out in the defensive line for South.
You'll remember that try. Niscott in to replace Nick Howe, who's over at the Newcastle Knights in the New South Wales Cup this weekend, along with Dylan Walker. The kick from right in front of the post. as the old boys went up as one in the sheds. They're about to go up again with the conversion. As Hardy drills it between the posts. Conversion successful here at Kurri Sports Ground with 9 minutes remaining. It's 28 points to 12. So the 12th of August, the One Day at a Time charity ball in support of Damien Jobson and his family. It's a 3-course meal, you get entertainment and music, and tickets are available at www.stickytickets.com.au/3990. Then, of course, we have the presentation evening on Wednesday, the 31st of August. That's the annual presentation evening hosted by the Newcastle Rugby League. Then if everybody loves a little bit of trivia, get on down to Trivia Night, of course, to support the Maitland Pickers on Saturday, the 3rd of September, just a few weeks out from, of course, the grand final.
Do we know if that's a football trivia night? Is that just entirely all rugby league questions? Do we know?
I say it might be a mixture, but it may be 80% rugby league, 20% local trivia.
Well, I hope that at least be a rugby league round, right?
It could be. You'd hope so.
Yeah.
For sure.
100 rugby league trivia questions, though, you'd think they'd start to get pretty hard by the end. You know, you'd be getting into really rough territory.
You would.
Who played 5'8" for Cronulla, you know, round 3, 1982. That's tough.
Andrew Eddinghausen?
Well.
You got your little trivia book there. Can we look that up? Can somebody tweet us in?
Yeah.
What was the question again?
David Middleton or something.
Yeah. He'll be listening.
Kurri got another chance here.
Yeah, through CUCU. Now here we go to the air. Off the side of the boot. Turns into a sort of a torpedo punt off the boot there of Hardy. Moran over there for the Dogs. This man's been going forward all day. Pulei with 7 minutes remaining in the match. Saturday afternoon football. So currently the South Newcastle Lions are in 4th place on the competition ladder. This will be their 5th win of the season. And this will be Kurri's 5th loss, one might suggest. Dinner volley. Nice tackle. Ball and all around the legs by Flanagan. McCain gone without it. Hardy coming across to take the tackle. Header. Now to Schneider. 4 in there. Stop him in his tracks on the 40-metre line. As you can hear there from our effects mic, Kate Hardy just telling the Kurri Bulldogs to shuffle. This is why they needed to shuffle, because of the space out wide. Boyle throws it back on the inside. But Christie's gone without it because Boyle was in the touch. Boyle, what about the pace of Marcus Boyle? He's leading the competition with 7 tries as well.
They look sharp out wide, don't they? Their attack has been good. I mean, they've scored 5 tries, so you can't say too much bad about it. But, yeah, they've looked sharp today. They've punched hard in the forwards. They've had damaging runners on the edges, and they've had a bit of pace out wide. So it's just a question of consistency for South. We've seen against some of the big clubs that they can do it. They rolled through Lakes early in the year. They're not going to be too far away at the end of the year.
Well, next weekend, South will be taking on Lakes on Sunday afternoon. Well, Kurri, as we mentioned at the top, will play Maitland at Coronation Oval. Play on, says the referee.
The challenge for South, I guess, is to avoid what happened to them last year. I mean, they started very brightly last season. They looked good money for, you know, a good chance of a top 3 place, and then all of a sudden the wheels fell off in the second half of the season, and they ended up being dumped out of the semis by Central. So it's a question, I guess, of a season-long effort for South this year and being able to maintain a decent standard.
Well, hopefully they've learnt from that, and if you're a South fan looking on to our coverage here today, you will be impressed with how things are definitely going for your team in 2016. So Lakes, of course, and West, South and Macquarie, you could say. really the benchmark in this competition, but you just never know who could give it to any of those sides on any given day. That's Terence Siu. Wrapping up with Gilmore on Tupou. Hurrell goes to the line. That's the 30-metre line. So header here, calling for the football to come to him, but not on that occasion. It comes to Daniel Nielsen. 10 metres away. Header again. Never shuts up, does he? And that's what you want from a 5'8". He's got to go away and collect the football here. Comes back there now to Schneider. Looking up. They say, come and get me. That's what he says to the team. And Gilmore answers the call. So this is the last. Higgins kicking. But Kate Hardy snaps it out of thin air and comes away with it before he's been cleaned up there by Schneider. So coming outside their own 10-metre line here. 3 minutes to go on Saturday afternoon football coming out of the Kurri Sports Ground.
Just looking at the ladder here, Peter, South are going to go on to 10 points. So at least until tomorrow, they'll be level with Wests and possibly level with Lakes. I don't know what's happening at Belmont at the moment. Depending on who won out of Macquarie and Cessnock, though, Kurri now could be as little as 3 or as many as 4 places out of the 4 points out of the semi-final spots.
Griffiths puts it onto the toe, but Souths go back away and clean up. And Hardy wraps up the Lion right on his own 20-metre line. Of course, that was the 2 in attack there, which was Marcus Boyle. So Hardy, again, never says die, just flops out here to the wing position. He wants to take a little bit of a break, I think. He's been everywhere on a losing side today, Cade. Forcing the error, thanks to Gilmore. And McCain. Scrum will pack down, not long on the clock to go. We've only got 2.5 minutes here on Saturday afternoon football.
1 game left this weekend after today. That's Western Central tomorrow at St John Oval. Going to be a good one.
You calling that one?
I am indeed. I'm heading out there tomorrow.
So you're there?
Love it out at Dudley. When it gets cold in that little tin shed, it's like an ice box. It's fantastic. Nothing like it. You feel alive. But that'll be an interesting game. Central really needs to start winning.
Did you say it feels like an ice box out at Central? Well, you know what you've got to do, don't you? What do you have to do? You've got to ring, Morgan. Supergas on 137872. They'll gas your feathers and make you warm for Sunday afternoon football.
So, you know, Peter,
yes?
All due respect, I don't think they're going to be adopting "They'll gas your feathers" as their theme, as their slogan. It's not one of your best, I'm afraid.
They might gas my mouth.
Indeed.
Back there now it comes to Steele. Morgan Campbell.
Dear, oh dear.
Calling tomorrow's match. Might give you a bit of gas as well. Here's the kick into the in-goal area. Trouble for Souths. Back into the field of play. Well, they haven't run out of gas, Morgan.
I've never heard a commentary so gas-themed. It's incredible. 80 minutes of just pure gas.
Good gas. You only get the good gas here in the commentary bunker. Just like Supergas, the natural gas of choice. This is the 20-metre line, and thanks to topbetter.com.au and Benedict Waste Recycling and Cornelia's Crumps, the Bar TV best choice beverage throughout the Hunter. Speaking of best choice of beverages, this is what the sides out here will be having after the game. They might be having a Cornelia's Crump.
Oh, king of the segue. Does it again. There you go. Well, time's ticking away here. I would be surprised if they pack this scrum. I reckon they might call Smoko. What do you reckon? Nope, referee Taylor wants to call it.
Well, we've only got 18 seconds to go.
No, okay. So we are going to get this scrum. Well, Kurri might be able to do something with the ball here.
Bob Siren will be about to go.
You never know. A try here might make a little bit of difference for for and against late in the season.
But on a serious note, get involved at topbetter.com.au. They've got fantastic odds. Here's the kick. Where's the chasers? Moran's coming through. But Jared Edwards, he says, boys, let's just kick it in a touch. The siren, it's about to go in the background. 2 seconds, 1, 0. Bob will blow the horn. Fantastic. The horn goes here.
Hang on, is that a new horn?
That's the gas horn.
Is it? I don't know what. That sounded like the Germans were coming.
It gets a gas at super gas. Thank
enough.
you, Bob. Well, that's full time, ladies and gentlemen. The visitors have been able to come up to the graveyard and knock off the Kurri Bulldogs by 28 points to 12.
Well, a good win in the end for South. They took their chances and Kurri didn't. I think that's pretty much the story of the match. They both sides had opportunities to score points, but South just took more of them. And Kurri, I think, will be pretty disappointed with how they defended. They didn't hold on to the ball as well as they would have liked. South gave away a lot of chances as well, but as we just see through the highlights here, some of these tries, particularly in the first half, were fairly soft, and in the end, Kurri just left themselves too much to do in the second half. It was 12-all in the second half, but when you give away a 16-point lead early in the game, makes it pretty hard for yourselves. And Kurri now have got a lot of work to do in the remaining games this season to get themselves into finals contention.
Well, that was the nice try there from Tim Christie. Of course, that was a try that really got them going. And then, of course, this try, of course, coming up here off the boot of header. Nice little kick. Couldn't quite be cleaned up. And over they went again. And this is when they got on a roll. 4 tries back-to-back. And Kurri, of course, well, they were able to get on the scoreboard for the first time in the second half. Terence Siu instrumental here. This is why he's the most experienced hooker, one might suggest, in the Newcastle Rugby League competition.
Yeah, you thought when he went over there, 16-4, then 16-6, you thought, well, they might have a chance here, but then this moment, the ball just coming up out of the turf too quick there for Josh Griffiths, and from there, I think they were always long odds to come back, Kurri. The momentum was pretty much dented from there, and South were pretty professional in closing it out.
And South are just targeting the line at every opportunity, and here's that other try, just that burrowing run. And he loves a try. He can sniff out a try, and that was Liam Higgins there, scoring his 4th try in season 2016. And then, of course, the Bulldogs here on display. Lovely pass, and they were able to close the match, at least with a try for their home fans. And, of course, Ethan Niscott was able to bring it from out wide to underneath the posts.
Probably a pretty frustrating try in the end. It showed what they could do when they got it wide with crisp early ball, and unfortunately today they just didn't get enough of that. So in the end, it's a pretty fair result, I think, and just going to be a lot of work for Kurri to do now to try and get ahead of teams like Cessnock, South, Macquarie, and get themselves up into a finals place.
Okay, well, that pretty much wraps up our coverage from the Kurri graveyard here this afternoon for Saturday afternoon football. We'd like to thank Morgan Campbell. Campbell will be back on deck tomorrow for Central versus Wests.
Yep, check your local guides.
Brilliant stuff. All right, everybody. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the clash today. South Lions, too good in the end. We'll be back on deck next Saturday for the Country Rugby League Championships between Newcastle Rebels and the Illawarra side at midday down at Camden. So until then, on behalf of the entire Bar TV Sports production crew, a very good night for now.